know, late in the summer, it is so refreshing to have some nice blooms in our backyards. And what better plant to serve that purpose than crepe myrtle? It's one of the most heat and drought tolerant shrubs that you can grow, comes in a wide array of colors, and certainly does thrive well in Oklahoma. Now we're in the backyard of Jim Oliver, and he and his neighbor, Jim Campbell, are both crepe myrtle enthusiasts. And they've managed to collect many varieties that are both USDA releases and OSU releases. And I want to tell you about a few of those, and then I'll give you some cultural tips on crepe myrtle in case you want to plant some this fall. There were two varieties that Dr. Carl Whitcomb developed at OSU. One is called Centennial Spirit. It has a very compact, upright form, and it's a deep, deep pink, very attractive. Then another one called Prairie Lace. That's a deep pink with a white edge around it, so it has a two-tone appearance. Then going on into some lighter colors, as we look around Jim Oliver's yard, there's one variety that is called Muskogee, that's a light pink. Now any of the crepe myrtle varieties that you pick up at local nurseries that have an Indian name were developed by researchers at USDA, and there are many of those, and almost all of them are powdery mildew resistant. Muskogee, as I mentioned, is a light pink. Then there's a pale lavender called Conestoga that gets very large. And then last of all, there's a large white one called Natchez. And the white, bright white flowers of Natchez are very cooling in the late summer. Now with any of these varieties, most of them are container grown in nurseries. You can pick them up this fall, and if they're still in bloom, that'll be really rewarding if you can plant them in the landscape. Keep in mind that they need full sun, and if you've had trouble around your yard with powdery mildew, make sure you plant them near a fence that is a cyclone fence like this that gets air movement, and avoid putting them in a corner where you might have a privacy fence and possibly develop powdery mildew should they not be resistant. We also have crepe myrtles that come in dwarf forms, and you can keep those cut back and just let them only get about 2 feet tall. And even the really large varieties, you can manage them to stay small. There are some at the Tulsa County Fairgrounds that they cut back to the height of maybe 2 feet every year, and then they branch out and have some very pendulous blossoms and a very even, symmetrical appearance. But for a more informal appearance, you can just let them grow. Now if you want to propagate your own crepe myrtles, make sure it's not a patented variety. You can take cuttings in April, May, June, all the way down into July and August. They're not real particular, but they will root very easily. You can also grow some from seed, but they may not come true to form. But again, crepe myrtle is a great shrub that you might want to select this fall at your local nursery. There's still time to plant them. And keep in mind that they're very trouble-free, have attractive bark, and last of all, they have great fall color. So try some.